What is up, boys? Welcome back to the first-ish episode of the Divide podcast. It's your boy here with my boy, Zeke. Now, Zeke, before we get into this, brother, I gotta tell you, I had the worst experience today. This is nothing gaming related, okay? So I gotta go into town today, and my brother's getting married soon, and I'm in the wedding, and I had to get fit for a tux. So we'll go into this place, get fit, everything's fine, other than me finding out I'm severely overweight, whatever. I leave, my trunk is popped open in my car, and I was like, that's weird. I must have hit the button as I was walking in. So I think back a couple nights ago, the same thing happened. I walked outside, I was letting the dog out, my trunk's popped open, and I was like, this has happened twice now. So I was like, okay, it's so weird, whatever. I shut the trunk. I kid you not, it's like I'm on a prank show. I get back and sit in the car, shut the door, trunk pops open again. So I get back out, shut the trunk again. I don't even make it around the car this time. It pops back open. It's like straight out of a cartoon, bro. I go back, I try to close this thing 4 or 5 times. It pops open every single time. Finally, it sticks like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. I get back in the car really quick. I pull forward maybe 2 feet, it pops open again. So I tell my wife to get out. I was like, all right, you shut it this time. Maybe I'm not doing it right. You shut it, and then maybe if I start driving away really fast, it'll the car will know, hey, let's not pop the trunk randomly. Well, that didn't work. So here I am driving down the road with the trunk popped and having no idea why it's happening. So I drive the whole way home with the fear that the trunk is going to pop open because now it's closed, but the dashboard keeps telling me it's open. So I was like, please God, don't let us hit a big bump, because if this flies open, I don't know what's back there to fly out.
Hopefully nothing important.
No.
I ask how hard you're slamming your door every time you're getting in there.
Well, that's
the door hard.
At first, that's what I thought it was. So the second time I get down, I get in real easy. I barely click it. It just, and then
just a little click.
It was so bad. I got out and I started scoping around. I was like, there's somebody with a key fob that matches my car doing this to me. I'm getting punked right now, dude. It was bad. It was bad. Anyway, that's how my day's going. How's your day going, bro?
My day's going pretty good. It's funny. This is kind of related, still unrelated to gaming, but that literally just made me think of what a patient told me this week. So she's got a leg length discrepancy, right? So she's like one leg shorter than the other, and here's her explanation as to why that happened. Apparently, when she was a baby, her mother used to always ride shotgun in the old pickup truck. Apparently, their door never shut, so she had to hold her with one arm and hold the door shut with the other. Apparently, she fell out of the truck one time because her mom was trying to do that, hold the baby and light a cigarette at the same time, and they hit a bump. Whole crowd rolls out into the highway, and that's why one leg's apparently longer than the other. It definitely has nothing to do with her mom smoking cigarettes around her or anything like that. But so maybe they have a similar issue. I can ask them how they fix their door. Maybe you can get your trunk fixed too.
That's crazy. I can see the scene, bro. Just holding the kid, trying to light the cig in the door. Yeah. Like, this is
one in the elbow.
But hey, listen, bro, you'll have that. I legit thought I was gonna have to stop at like an AutoZone or something to grab a bungee cord and tie that bad boy down. At one point, I had a set of booster cables in the back. I just hooked onto it and tried to wrap it down to tie it. I gave up. I was like, people are looking at me. My wife's like, these people are about to come out of the store and check on us. We got to go. I was like, all right, let's just drive.
Just go. It pops up.
I told her, I was like, if this happens again, you're going to have to sit right in the trunk and just hold it down the whole way home. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's a tough day, brother. Tough day. Not nearly as tough as that patient said. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know.
Dude, that's a Theo Vaughn story, bro.
A loss for words.
For sure. That has happened to Theo Vaughn, no doubt.
No doubt.
Oh, goodness. All right. Actually, get into some gaming stuff. Black Myth Wukong. Bro, I'm loving this game. I just come off of beating Elden Ring. I beat the DLC, done a new game plus run. Loving it. I'm actually playing Elden Ring when somebody in my chat's like, bro, you've got to check out Black Myth Wukong. It's going to be great. I heard nothing about it until they said that. I watched a trailer after the stream, and this game's been in development for like 7 years. From a from a gaming company called, I think, Game Science, and they mainly make mobile games. So this is their first like full-fledged console PC release. I don't know if you've seen any gameplay on it, bro. It looks gorgeous. I mean, it's a phenomenal looking game.
I mean, the cutscenes I've seen look like, I mean, it's crazy.
Dude, I mean, so much. It makes sense why it took 7 years now, because it's a glorious looking game, bro. It's shattering records for it to be like a sleeper game nobody really kind of thought about. Like, people are saying it's already game of the year and stuff like that. And I think it's good. I mean, I think it's, if it's not game of the year, it's easily a top 2 contender for sure.
Yeah. Is it on full release already, or is it still just like a trial? Or
no, it's full release, but they've not ported it to Xbox yet. I think they are doing an Xbox port eventually, but no, it's just on PC and PlayStation. And I think PlayStation maybe is like 5% of the player base. It's got like 10 million copies sold already. I mean, it's crazy. It's doing numbers for sure.
When did it drop? Recently, right?
I think like last week. I think it's only been out for maybe a week.
Last week. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, no, man, it's doing great. And like, I seen a tweet the other day. This is hilarious. Somebody had said Black Myth Wukong 100% is getting game of the year, and then someone tweeted out and said this person forgot that Helldivers 2 dropped this year, and then someone else replied to that and said, yo, if Helldivers 2 wins anything, it's going to be game of the 2 months, because that's as far as anybody played it, and then everyone quit. And then, like, even before that, somebody chimes in and talks about Pow World. The first 6 months of gaming was crazy, because we had Pow World, and then we had Helldivers, and then both of those fell off dramatically.
Yes.
Oh man, but dude, no. Black Myth Wukong is great. I think it's easy contender for game of the year. Even with some really good titles coming out a little bit later, like Space Marine 2 is going to be great. I think.
How is the gameplay compared to?
It's.
I mean, because hearing that they did mobile games first makes me think of how you see. Like, dude, I've been on so many things that I'll be watching an ad, and it's like this crazy well done, like cinematic cutscene. I'm like, is this a new like animated movie? Is this going to be the freaking game of the year? And then it's like playing Age of Legends. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, or like Raid Shadow Legends, but like.
Oh my god!
I do not condone this game. I hear it's awful. It looks good, but it's one of those games. It's like a crazy cinematic, right? Like 4K, 30-second trailer, and then you download it, and it's literally like the Oregon Trail style graphics. like that's the gameplay. Yeah.
Press F1. Yeah.
But no, it's good, and I'm honestly surprised that a company that made mobile games for that long made a game that's this good. Like, in my opinion, I'm loving it. And this is kind of what I've been telling chat. I came off, like I said, of Elden Ring's DLC and Elden Ring, basically my first experience. Okay, because I played Elden Ring when it first came out. I did not play for very long. And dude, like, it's holding up. I tell everybody I'm having just as much fun playing this game than I was playing Elden Ring. Like, it's truly a good time. I think it's objectively easier in some sense, and a lot of people argue it's not a Souls-like, and I don't want to get into the definitions because I've been cussed at in the comments because of it. But here's what I do know. I know that both Elden Ring and Black Myth Wukong have respawn points that are like checkpoints. I know they both have a dodge roll. All right. And I know they both have a flask that you can drink out of to heal yourself. That's right there. That's what I'm saying. That's all the checkboxes I need for it to be a Souls-like.
It walks like a duck. You know?
That's it, bro. And some people like bringing out these crazy things like, oh no, it's not a Souls-like, it's a Souls-light. And I was like, y'all need to go get a life, because this is crazy. Why do we have 20 definitions for the same game, boys? What are we doing here? Yeah. But no, man, it's super good. It's definitely worth the pickup for sure. It's not met without controversy. So the Souls-like comparisons is not where this gets the worst part. So I think, and I'm going to misquote this, so I'm not even going to say a company. Some gaming journalist said that the sheer lack of diversity within Black Myth Wukong is unwelcoming to all fans and creates an unsafe environment. And I'm butchering that quote, but they basically said there's not enough diversity in this game, and therefore it makes it less enjoyable to the broad public. And
diversity of characters?
I think so. I think that's the point. I think they're saying like diversity from like a political cultural standpoint. And don't get me wrong here. I think that's very important. Diversity, inclusion, very important. I will also say this. This game is based off of the Chinese story, Journey to the West. People are complaining that you didn't meet a female in the game until at least 10 hours in. Gentlemen, we're fighting fox people and giant Buddha-headed individuals solely based off the Chinese culture. Like, what do you want to do? It would almost be disrespectful in my opinion. Disrespectful to the original culture that this is based off of, to go and try to diversify it and mix in any other type of cultural, you know what I mean? Like, am I making sense at all here?
Yeah. No, 100%. Because I mean, at what point, I know this isn't it's based on that. It's not a realistic, based game, but also at what point do you mix in too many things and then it's like, okay, what is this really based off of?
Right. Because it's pretty, I'm going to say it's loosely based off of the story, but it's deeply tied into Chinese culture.
Yeah.
So what do they want people to do? Like,
yeah.
I mean, the argument was also made that after you meet this female, it takes 10 hours to meet the first female of the game. Within 10 seconds of meeting this female, she's trying to kill you. And I was like, listen, boys, I don't make all the gaming decisions. I can't speak for that.
I mean,
and let me tell you, that was a tough boss fight. Like, I remember that fight. It was not an easy one, my boy. I think it would be more disrespectful if she wasn't trying to kill you and it wasn't a hard boss fight. We cannot make females in video games pushovers, boys.
No, that's fair.
Oh man, but no, it's crazy. It's crazy some of how this works, and this is dangerous territory to talk about because I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone. Let me go ahead and clarify that. There's also, I've seen this, and I want to get your take on it. The next operator in Rainbow Six Siege. Have you seen this?
I have
the
not.
Next operator in Rainbow Six Siege is going to be wheelchair bound. What do you think about that? I'm not baiting you. This is not a trap. I want your honest opinion.
Yeah. I mean,
let me give you a little bit more context so you can cultivate your answer here.
Okay.
From what I've gathered,
pull this up.
And let me go.
Pull this up.
Jamie, pull that up. Let me go ahead and tell you. This is my ignorant perspective because I only have seen a few things in what's been posted on Reddit. So I'm already sued. People in the comments are roasting me right now. UD, don't quote Reddit. So the person is wheelchair bound. I believe they're like a super genius. Okay. Someone on Reddit said if they can literally make robot drones and robot soldiers to fight for themselves, why can't they do an exosuit? And I was like, okay, I get that. And I understand because I think Ubisoft is published, or Rainbow Six is published by Ubisoft, correct? I'm pretty sure that's true.
I think so.
And Ubisoft has made a point. They're saying like, listen, we are going to try to do better about inclusion, and big on them, because I think they have the opportunity to do that. I don't know if this is the place to hit it. And I, again, don't want to be disrespectful, because maybe wheelchair bound individuals or individuals who are bound to a wheelchair are appreciative of this and are be like, yes, finally some representation. I will go back to another similar situation here. Somebody had brought up an opinion on Twitter, on X. Again, people roasted me in the comments. UD, don't quote Twitter /X, about why there's not more characters in D&D that showcase. I don't want to call it a disability. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but we don't like. Anyway, the picture I seen was a wizard casting spells in a wheelchair. Okay,
like a physical disability.
Yeah, like truly like a physical disability. Why isn't there more representation of that? And a lot of the stuff that I'd seen were people who were at least claiming to be individuals that were bound to a wheelchair, saying, "I'm role playing a character. Why do I want to role play a character that has the same physical ailment that I do? Like, where's the fantasy of that?" And some people might want to do that, and and more power to them. I think it's an awesome route to go if that's what you want to do. But I would love to like get some takes from people who do have a physical disability such as this, and ask them like, do you feel more included because this character is bound to a wheelchair? Like, do you think this is a step in the right direction, or in your eyes, like, do you think this is silly? Because again, it comes back to like that's the real life, and then a gaming is an escape for a lot of people. So like, is it? I don't know. It's tough because again, I'm speaking ignorantly. I have no idea how an individual would feel like something like this because I'm not there, and I'd love to get somebody's take on it. So if somebody in the comments can comment on this, please let me know. I am not trying to be disrespectful.
No, I think it's interesting that it's like Rainbow Siege is doing that, right? Like a shooter type game. I think there's plenty of other games too that would definitely, you could throw that in there and it not be so controversial. I think the shooter aspect of that is kind of interesting. Like, and like they said with the exosuits too, it's kind of, why wouldn't they have so I mean, I'm wondering what's the point of view going to be like that for all the mechanics of that game?
Dude, that's a great point. So are you like constantly in crouch stance, you think?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't change positions, right? I mean,
bro, that's crazy because now you're getting into a territory to where this physical ailment that you have in the game now is also arguably going to make it harder for you to play the game.
I mean,
like what? Like,
I mean, it depends. What are the mechanics going to be? I don't know. And also, is your hitbox larger? Like, does the chair count? What's?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's crazy, bro. I didn't even think about that. But now you've got a great point. Now that the character has these ailments, has these things going on, does it negatively impact gameplay? And if that's the case, I feel like it makes it even worse.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, what's balancing look like for that?
Like, yeah,
dude. Oh my God, you're so right. I didn't even think about any of that.
Yeah.
So now the question is this person just like stationed up somewhere and they control the drones that they make? I don't know, because I've seen nothing on the actual gameplay of this character. I've just seen it.
Yeah.
But dude, that raises a great question.
Yet? Or is that just kind of like
I'm not sure. I've only seen like some screenshots and stuff of people talking about it on Twitter and Reddit. Again, not the most reliable source of information for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it pulled up here, and I mean, she's got a laptop in front of her, and which would lead you to believe that it is more of like I won't say support, but like maybe she's just controlling. You've got a bunch of tech.
Yeah,
maybe sent some drones out.
No, but like balancing's crazy for that. Like how character speed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's insane. And again, with the hitbox, like say you're trying to like peek around a corner, like hitbox wise, the feet's going to show first before you can physically see. The feet would show first.
Well, also, how about lateral movement, right? I mean, the chair. It's not like, I mean, the chair that she's in here is not
like omnidirectional.
It's a manual. It's the slanted tires, so it's not like there's no lateral movement to that at all.
What about and then what about like jumping? What about scaling? How does that play in here?
Yeah,
dude, that's wild. You've opened up a whole different level of like what's going on here, which I think arguably makes this like, unless there's some type of, gosh, that's so hard as a developer. That's got to be hard to implement, because if it comes up to where there's any type of negative gameplay effects from picking this character, that because it's based off of like the physical element, it makes it even worse. Like now you've made it to where like picking this character puts you at a disadvantage off the rip.
Yeah, and ultimately you don't want to do all this, throw in a new character, go through all that development just for you to be like, well, I'm not. Why would I play that? Like it's gonna be harder for me to do anything.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Then you have no one playing it, and then that ultimately, I feel like a negative reflection on the people that have those disabilities, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Dude, that's interesting. We gotta look into that. We gotta like keep up with that.
Yeah, oh for sure.
Oh man. That's wild for sure, dude.
I mean, I'm all for it. I just feel like it needs to be done, like you said, it needs to be done well.
Oh, here's what I was gonna say. I remember now. I think in story games this could thrive. I think having a main NPC character have like being wheelchair bound, but being extremely helpful. I think that's where, and maybe that's the easy way. How my puny PP sized brain, like maybe that's where it's at. But like representation from that perspective, story wise, it's easy, right? Because you don't have to physically play as that individual, but they can still be a great representation of what's going on. Like I can't remember, the guy from GTA that gave you all the heists. What starts with an L, maybe? What was his name?
Yes,
Lester.
Lester.
That's it, right? Yeah, so I'm pretty confident that he was on a cane for a while, and I thought towards the end he was in a wheelchair. And maybe I'm making that up, but I know he walked with a limp.
Definitely in a cane.
Yeah.
Yes, he was always with the cane. I know that. And yes, he's there. There's some with him in the wheelchair.
See, great representation because Lester, pivotal part of the game, like pivotal, 100%. Bro. And there he is. There's good representation of that.
Well, and that's kind of what the thing I was saying about like for Rainbow Six to be doing this. Maybe not first. I'm sure there's probably, I would assume, other games that have done something like that, but like a shooter, like if you're in active combat, like where people are climbing around and jumping all over the place, it's just, I feel like it's a tough one to slip that in. While it's like you said, there's plenty of other games that could easily, incorporate a character like that and make them, you could still have great powers, be able to do everything you need to do, and you're not in a first-person shooter, active combat, right?
That's what makes it hard. Like games that have to be balanced, like games that where you can't make one character stronger or weaker than another, or at least if they are, there have to be pros and cons to the character. I think that's hard. Big ups for Ubisoft trying to get it done. Like I said, I would love to see like an individual who's actually affected by this in real life, how they feel about the situation.
Yeah.
We need to get them on here, bro. Get them in here. Get them on the pod right now. Next guest. How we feel about this?
I'm sure. I mean, you'll probably have, like you said, the ones that say, I'm playing this as an escape, right? Like I'm role playing. And then I'm sure you'll have just as many others that'll say, no, that's awesome. Like I'm all.
Yeah, I feel represented for sure. For sure.
Yeah. I was just kind of jumping around on this just as far as what games are starting to incorporate more AI into their not only like world building, but I think it's more interesting like NPCs, the dialogue with NPCs, and I've seen kind of diving into this. A bunch of people have different mods, right? Some of them, like I've seen on Skyrim, they put AIs into some of the NPCs, and you can walk up, ask them anything, right? Any kind of questions, and a few seconds later they respond in some accent. Actually, one I saw was a Fallout. What are the beasts on there? The ones that'll mess you up.
Is it a Deathclaw?
Deathclaw. Yeah, they had a Deathclaw with a Boston accent, and the girl was just walking up talking to him, and it was just an AI generator for his responses. But I don't know. I think all of that's great, especially seeing now what all AI is doing with generating videos and some procedural generation stuff I've seen. Uh, and with like the new Unreal engines, I think you couple that with some AI, I think games are going to start to be kind of crazy.
Oh, dude, for sure. And it's like just on the AI, not even just gaming AI front, like the new phones. I think I've seen some stuff with Google. Google phone is coming coupled with Gemini. And when you're texting, I've seen this ad, you'll be able to say like, hey, Google, send a picture of, I think for this example, it was football catching gloves made out of butter, making fun of somebody being a Butterfingers. And dude, like it makes it on the spot and sends it. And it's crazy that you have like image generate. It's crazy that it's that quick and it's becoming so easily accessible. And back to what you said about AI world building makes me nervous. So I think if you use it in small doses and precise, I think it can be very useful. I think games made completely out of AI, we're not there yet. You know what I mean?
No, not there yet. I mean, you have to have the creative input, right, to tell them what you want and what you think. I saw some. Have you seen any updates on No Man's Sky lately? I know that was another. Speaking of games that we played for 2 months and never opened again. There was talk of No Man's Sky putting some kind of AI in to kind of boost their procedural generation. I don't know if that ever happened. I feel like it was over a year ago that they were talking to that.
That would be sick. No, I've not looked at it. They've got a new game coming out, maybe called like Light No Fire. I think that game is going to be sick. But yeah, I think AI coupled with procedural, because procedural generation, historically speaking, I mean, even with No Man's Sky, no disrespect, sometimes it just feels like it was the same thing, just weirdly slapped together under a different color. And I love No Man's Sky.
Textures, yeah.
I think AI could help procedural generation massively. And kind of back to what you were saying before, where we're at right now, I think you need a really good driver of AI. I think right now, like someone has to be really good with like, I want this specifically coupled with this, do it this way. So I think if you have a really good driver entering really good prompts, then AI can be super beneficial. I think in the future, it's going to be much easier for like anybody to be like, make me a Zelda style world doing this. Bop. That's the prompt and it's going to be gorgeous. You know what I mean? Like something like that. This might have been a myth and just a rumor that I read on the Reddit or the Twitter. I thought somebody said that Grand Theft Auto 6 was going to implement some type of AI into the NPCs.
Really?
Yes. And that got me super stoked. Because talk about like, I mean, the livable breathability of a game, if that's the case.
Oh, it changes everything. I mean, historically, all people in PCs, right? Just that bland, generic dialogue, right? So if they're able to adapt to what you say, I mean, even just and they've been pretty spotty mods. These videos I've seen.
Oh, I'm sure
people that have just somehow connected the AI to the NPCs. But even then, it's like they're asking them these questions and they're responding to everything they say, no matter how outlandish it is. I feel like that just kind of changes the whole play experience.
For sure. So in these mods, are they verbally speaking or are they typing this in?
The ones I've been seeing are verbal. A lot of them were actually people using what's the system? I think not Oculus, maybe a better one of those. But
just like a VR headset?
Yeah, they're playing VR.
Wow, that's sick, actually.
To them.
And see,
it's pretty cool.
For sure. And being able to be able to have a conversation with any NPC on the map and just be all like, just even asking like general directions, just being like, yo, do you know where this is at? And then somebody being like, point that, like the AI knows, point this direction, give them this cue, but even make it to where like the NPC within set parameters. So say if it's a tourist, supposed to be a tourist NPC that doesn't know the area, they'd be like, oh, I don't have any idea. I'm sorry.
No idea.
You know, or like someone who is like rude, someone who's supposed to be a rude person to you. They'd be like, get out of here. I'm walking here. You know, like something like that. or even past experiences moving forward. Like say you cut somebody off. This is crazy. This is meta level. Okay, here. Cutting somebody off in GTA or running a red light and all of us causing somebody to crash in GTA. and they get a good look at your car, like that's not possible programming right now. You know what I mean? But you throw that in with like AI somehow, then they recognize your car the next time, and either one, you ask them a question they're super rude because you cut them off and they remember that, or two, like you park your car somewhere and it gets messed up. You know what I mean? Like it's like or like, I guess a much easier example would be police AI and things of that nature, being able to recognize vehicles and recognize people like on the streets or something. You know what I mean?
They got you in the system too. Yeah, they get your license plate.
Yes, like something crazy like that. And then being able to talk your way out of a ticket would be insane. Like it truly takes like, and right now the only way you get that kind of experience out of GTA at least is like role play servers where people, like actual people, have to do it. And I think AI opens it up to where, you know, you can get the role play experience with any game you do, solo level, you know?
I mean, it probably will get to a point too, right? To where AI is always learning. So you have a new game, say the new GTA, they incorporate some of this, and you've got millions of people interacting with these AI every day. Like, at what point is it going to be to where you're not even sure if you're talking to a real player?
Dude.
You know, if you're in a world with a bunch of people, or if there's no like discerning, like no gamer tag over top, you're like, are you a real person?
You're right. And that's crazy to think too. If the AI learning, not just in your game, but is linked to everyone's game. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? At the level
it will be, right? Like
that would make so much more sense than what I was thinking. I was thinking it would be world based, but like, say you've got a cashier, and say historically speaking, out of everyone's playthroughs, this would make the game have to be online all the time. But like this cashier gets robbed, or something happens. Yeah. Then moving forward, the cashier is like more on edge about like knowing that they could be right. You know what I mean?
He's got a gun behind the desk now.
Yeah, like, you know what, like truly a dynamic world that doesn't have to be pushed through like a manual update. That the devs don't have to go back in and be like, oh gosh, we got to fix this, or like, oh, people really want this.
Constantly updating.
Or like even the city and the landscape can change. Like I think GTA Online, with just like a little bit of AI, don't go crazy with it right now, could be amazing. Going off of like the player, because GTA Online is like an experience all its own. I'm super excited to see where GTA 6 takes it. I'm out, dude. That would be so crazy. And I agree with you.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's good. Like, and I think it would be a matter of days if they done a full world linking between everybody and it was AI NPCs, how fast they would learn. Like, can you imagine the scope of a correct? It's kind of terrifying. How much information or how much machine learning the AI is going to be able to do the first week of the GTA 6 launch.
Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, it's exponential. Dude. Which also it kind of takes me to, I know you said it's kind of terrifying. I remember seeing a little talk Elon Musk did a while back about just looking at technology and the advancements we've made. And if you look starting back in like the Stone Age till now, it's an exponential curve, right? Like it's not linear. It's like you went 300 years until the first stone tool was made or whatever. I don't know the exact years on that, right? But then you get to where, I mean, you look at where we were when we were younger, the technology compared to now, and even last year, right? So, I mean, we're on the steep part of that exponential curve. So you start throwing these NPCs in, like you said, at what point can you not tell if that's a person or if that's a bot?
And that's crazy, man. Because like the information that could be gathered, like personal information that can be gathered from a game that's as big as Grand Theft Auto, like at what point is it like the government cannot get their hands on this? You know what I mean? Or like worst case scenario, like someone gets all that information somehow. Like all that machine learning from all these individuals. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine this get crazy off topic. Imagine going to like the strip club in Grand Theft Auto and everyone's there and the AI just doesn't even let you in. They're just like, we know you you ain't getting near this place. It's not even a strip club anymore. It's just like an armored fort. They let nobody in. It's like, it's the feet guy. We know it's the feet guy.
We tracked his eyes on his screen. He's just looking at feet the whole time.
Dude, that's it. They know, man. And you're just like walking on the street on the other side of town, not even near the club. And they're just like, that's the guy that likes feet. You know what I mean? That would be crazy. Dude, but like imagine somebody being down bad with this AI learning, trying to go do something like that online where there's other players. And like society as a whole has got to come together. I mean, like, homie, you gotta stop. Like you gotta quit, bro. Like we can't be doing this here.
Yeah, maybe it'll be healing in the end, right? Maybe ultimately.
That's crazy, dude. No, oh man, it's and AI's like you said, man. It's going so exponential. Yeah, I'm excited for it to come into the gaming world because I think it'll kind of it'll be the next big step for sure.
I'd say next 5, at least. I mean, the next 5 years probably don't take that long. The games coming out, I think, are going to be kind of game changing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Would love to see Elder Scrolls. What is it? Which Elder Scrolls is it now? Whatever the next Elder Scrolls is, it's been in development for 20 years. So there's no way there's AI with that unless they try to add it into the back end.
You know the software and all updates they've had 20 years of making this thing. They've had to rewrite it like 5 times.
That's what's happening with the game, bro. That's actually what's happening.
They're like, shoot, there's a whole new engine. We got to redo everything.
That's it. They started it like
drawing board.
Then that's it. Like, boys, we got the Xbox 360 edition done. Let's ship this bad boy tomorrow. 10 minutes later, new consoles released. Boys, back to the drawing board. And every time there's something crazy happened. Like they're just missing a console generation or something. They're like they're gonna pick it up. Like they're eventually just gonna release it, and it's just gonna be for like the Xbox One. They'd be like, all right, this is the version we have, guys. This is what you got to take.
It's going to be on GameCube. We're going to ship out a bunch of little discs for everybody.
I said, boys, it started this years ago. You're going to love this. Oh, man. Yeah, that's crazy, though, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know. I guess we'll see where it goes.
For sure, dude. For sure. I'd love to see it in shooters. Mm-hmm. And, like, what you could go with that. And honestly, like, it's probably more competitive side, but like aim training in shooters. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it analyzes how you handle, how you react, how you perform, and it kind of lets you know. And this is really just high end, like COD League type stuff. But like it knows, hey, whenever you turn this corner or like in this general region on this map, you perform really well. We think this because your recoil control at this level is great. Or like on this map, on this style of map, you perform really well with this type of weapon. You know what I mean? Like making suggestions on analyzing your gameplay to do that.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't thought of that. I mean, or even like, you know, people are always talking about, I changed my sensitivity and I'm doing this. I mean, what if you go into like a shooting lab, right? And it's kind of analyzing the whole time, like your flick to target. It's like, okay, you overshot that by this much. So I'm going to set your sensitivity to 7.63, right? And the next time you do it, it's going to be dialed in just for you, you know.
Dude, yes, because that's a huge, and that would work out perfect too. Like you say you do a 30-second run through, you know, just like a generic course that they set up, and like you said, it knows like, hey, you're over pulling, or you're not going far enough, or you're overcorrecting on your recoil. Let me change your settings to kind of like help you dial that in, and then let's go from there. Yeah. Dude, yes. Aim training and a weapon lab would be crazy with AI for sure. Oh, dude. On the topic of shooters, homie, completely off of the AI thing now. COD Zombies.
Oh, man.
I am stoked. I've told everybody in my chat 4 or 5 times. The only reason I'm getting Black Ops 6 is for the round-based zombies. I am beyond excited. And it's and you played it with me. Modern Warfare Zombies. I think we wanted it to be fun. I think we tricked ourselves into thinking it was fun. because we wanted a zombies experience and we just weren't getting one. And, we were like, this is good. This could be good. And it was bare bones. And it was really just DMZ, which they already shut down. With zombies in it. And it just wasn't the same feel. It felt like a cheap, let's try to get the zombies fans to buy this game, if you want me to be honest.
Yeah.
But dude, have you seen a whole lot on it?
I've seen a little bit. Mainly, like I said, just some of the trailers. You tell me you did a little deep dive on the history of that now.
Dude, hey.
Which it's been about a year since I went on my last 6-hour YouTube zombies timeline.
Yes, dude. It's like
maybe it's time for one again.
It's like a yearly thing, bro. I'm like, you know what? I've not done in a while. It's like Minecraft. I was like, you know what? I've not done in a while, boys. I've not watched an entire 17-hour video talking about the entirety of the zombies lore timeline. Like we got
for me, it's that and the Halo timeline. I'll go on a 4-hour kick on that sometimes.
Let's get back into it, boys. No, man, it's crazy. So what I've seen so far, it's round-based zombies. It's gonna look and it's gonna play a lot like Cold War. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I didn't think Cold War was bad. I thought some of the stuff that they had added in there, like the armor, like the Wonder Fizz, stuff like that, I appreciated it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love the fact that we play as operators. I love the characters and the story and the dialogue all being like map based. I think there might be, and I could be wrong here, I think you can do an operator or that has set operators that make sense. So the first map is, gosh, I don't even know what it's called, but I think you play as, maybe Alder. I don't even know that. I think it was the people who got arrested at the end of Forsaken. Let me catch you up here on that. Do you remember what happened at the end of Cold War Zombies?
You have to refresh me.
Okay.
It's probably been a little bit.
Right. So the last map on Cold War Zombies was Forsaken. And you're fighting a boss, which I think I remember to be named the Forsaken at the main end. What ends up happening is Samantha sacrifices herself because she's now like charged with Dark Aether or whatever it is. She sacrifices herself to contain the beast Forsaken. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Once she does that, they put them in, both of them are kind of trapped and contained in this big orb thing. Okay. At the end of that, we see this message. I just found this out today, actually. The message doesn't even talk about capturing the Forsaken. The message talks about how capturing Samantha and that she was no longer a threat was the key objective. And now it talked about either disbanding or doing something along the lines to all the members of Requiem, which was the team you were playing as. So you captured Samantha, which was Requiem's goal, the Rector's goal. And then all the team of Requiem and everybody that was involved in that project was sent to prison, was sent to like a black site. Okay. You find out at the end of that the director is Edward Richtofen in this timeline. Okay. At the begin on one of the maps, because there's going to be 2 round-based maps launching with the game. One of the maps is where Peck, which was the guy at the satellite area, Firebase Z, the super cocky guy who we had to gas, that guy.
Oh my God! Yeah,
at the end of Forsaken, there's a 5 years later thing. Okay, the end cutscene it says 5 years later, Peck walks into a boathouse. All right, and he's talking to a guy. He's like, he points on a map. He says, "I need to go here," and the guy says, "What's here?" And he's like, "Some old friends." Okay. Fast forward to now, one of the maps is a prison on a set of islands, and the intro cutscene for this map is Peck coming in to rescue some of the members of Requiem.
I saw that cutscene.
At least what I've been able to gather. I could be way off base here. Somebody in the comments let me know. So that's crazy in itself. So there's that. I don't know a whole lot about that map or a whole lot about that storyline. What I have looked a lot more into is the Liberty Falls map with the trailer with Richtofen in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to short out about some of the things that are in there, just some like little tidbits. Great news though. Love the fact they got the original voice actor to voice Richtofen.
Yes.
That's huge. I don't know if it'll happen. I think it's a stretch. I would love to see all 4 of the boys make a comeback. I'd love it.
That would be crazy.
Even if it's just like an operator to purchase bundle. I'm not a huge microtransaction fan. Homie, I would $100 bill. 100%. You can even get me all the different variations of Richtofen and Dipsy and Nikolai and Takim. I'd give them to me. Give them to me. That's a money printing machine right there. That's advice I'm giving them. Yeah. If nothing else, we've got brown base zombies. And I'm excited. The beta is probably just multiplayer.
Yeah.
The one for August 30th. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When's the release date for this? Do you know? When it when it launches for Game Pass?
October 25th.
That's not too bad.
That's exactly a month away.
Dude. It's 2 months away, right?
Oh, this is August. Confirmed.
We hate to hear that. We're not good with the maths. Oh man, that sucks. It's gonna be it's gonna be a long wait. I think it'll be good though. I don't even know if I'll touch multiplayer. I might do campaign.
Definitely do campaign of zombies, and I know ultimately I'll do myself dirty and think I can hop in with the Omni movement and do something, and then I'm going to get absolutely swept for 4 to 5 nights in a row and never open.
That's it, bro. The AI is going to learn how we play, put us in the sweatiest lobbies, just to be cannon fodder for the people who can actually play.
Yes.
But we'll do it. We'll do that to ourselves.
We'll do it. Yep. We'll march in there.
Gladly. For the first week or so. Like, boys, we're getting better. We're getting better. Running a room with negative KDs.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Yeah. I think it'll be good though, man. I'm looking forward to it. For sure.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh man. Listen, I feel like a lot of good conversation has taken place on the first-ish episode of the podcast. I gotta be honest.
First-ish. 1.1.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
No, man, I
agree. Yeah, it's been good.
But that's it for sure. Thank you guys for checking out the podcast, listening to us rant for about an hour. Appreciate it. If I was wrong about anything, and I'm sure I was, leave it down in the comments. Absolutely roast me and educate me, please. And hopefully we'll be consistent with putting out episodes. I don't know. This might be the first episode that doesn't get a sequel. We'll see.